Again, I always say this, reference this situation where my wife basically told me I had to open up a card shop for a show. That really happened. Yeah, my wife was like, "You're either gonna open up a shop or you're gonna do a show." And I thought the show was easier. That's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this show in 90 days. But now I realize it's definitely not easier. It's just, and then the thing is though, what I've learned too is even if you do one show a year, people are going to ask you about that one show a year all year. So at that point, I started thinking, like, if I'm doing that, I might as well just do 2 shows a year, which is why we're doing the second show in September. And then we're doing 4 shows next year.
Wow.
So it'll be January next year, March next year, September, and I might be a later. So I have to figure out, I can't remember the 4 days, but they're pretty much locked.
So this will be your first year doing 2 shows in 1 year.
Yeah.
And next year you're going to move it to 4 shows.
That's correct. That's correct.
Wow.
I have this conversation with Merle all the time about we love going to Dallas Card Show.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But the Dallas Card Show is 6 times a year. And then it starts to kind of wane on you, towards the 4th, 5th, and 6th shows.
Yeah, those
At
last.
the end of the year, that stuff waning on you. Do you feel like there's enough command in the hobby, and specifically in the Georgia, Atlanta area, to support your show where it's strong and people go there, like the vendors go there and they find success, and the attendees go there and they get the value and experience that they're looking for? Do you feel like you can support, or your community here can support that?
That's something I've always kind of wondered about. I don't know if there's like an easy answer to that because, of course, we're doing a second show in September. I think we'll be fine. But the challenge will be 4 shows a year and how we figure those things out. But the one thing, if you know about me, the one thing I'm always doing is always trying to push the hobby forward. Always trying to come up with new ideas. As we continue to bring in those different sponsors and bring in new ideas, right? I'm going to implement different things, right? We add cheerleading basketball. So with us doing that, that'll be something we do at our first show of the year. We're not doing it for the regular show. We'll come up with some. I'm working on an actual idea for September, so it'll make it different. So I'm working on some different ideas that's going to separate the shows, where you're going to be like, oh man, he's doing this show? I gotta come to see this.
There's a podcast called Between Two Slabs. They consume mass media. It seems so sad. It's the great curator and Merlin.